Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. Some of you saw the last video I did, not the last update video, but the last video. So you know what's been going on. We're back home, what appears to be for good. And while I haven't done anything on the layout recently, I do have some things done that I don't think I've talked about in update 34. So here we go with update 35 on the ACT, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay everybody, I do have the foliage, the base foliage done in the background back there, underneath where the bridges are. And let's see if I can give you an idea there. You can't see a whole lot of it, but you can see the river. You can see that there is some foliage there. I don't have the lines on the streets yet, or on the highway. I do have some foliage right up to the edge, and going around the back there. Excuse me, some of it up here. Basically just all the way around where the bridges are. And you can see how the water turned out coming down here. I'm pretty impressed with it. And then way right down here, it goes off the board, and I was pretty impressed with the finish of it right there where I taped across. So this piece of road right here, I think I mentioned it in 34. There'll be a bridge across here and a road that goes up the side of the hill here. No real work done there. Like I say, the only real work that's been done is just foliage around the back sides of the bridge and stuff there. Stuff that you can't really see but needed to be done before the bridges went back in. I'll pick up the camera here and give you a little shot down on it so you can see a little better what I did. Okay, you can see where the water comes out of the spillway, or the diversion tube. Comes down through the little crease there. You can see how the road gets narrower and goes behind the backdrop there, or into the backdrop there. And if I kind of swing around here, you can kind of see there's just some base foliage on there, which is really all I wanted to get done. And I also wanted to get the top of the water done, at least underneath the bridges. And this shot right here, I guess, gives you a little better idea of where I've actually got some greenery too. The only thing I have left really in this area right here, of course, besides track ballasting at some point in time, but is to get the lines on the road and get the crossing in right there. I'm going to put a wood crossing right there. And then I'm hoping to put some Rick's roadway barricading along the edge of this to keep the cars from running into the river, because they've had that problem when people have done a little too much celebrating. But anyway, this little area right here is about all I got done before we had to take off to Albuquerque. I'm hoping to get back out here in the next week or two and continue on working here and try to accomplish something that's really worth looking at. Like I say, as you can see, I've got the bridges back in, and I do have trains running again. I just don't happen to have them running right now. One of the dilemmas I have is I made the lake way too dark. I'm going to have to figure out how to tone that down using white or some kind of light tan or something. I don't know. I've got to blend it in better. It just doesn't look right, and you can obviously see that. I don't know what the answer to that is right now, but I'll be working on that at some point. It just doesn't match. Just doesn't look right. Aside from that, gang, I don't really have anything else to tell you, so I'll probably just let you go and make this one extremely short. I'll spin around here. I think most of this stuff is sitting in the same place it was sitting in the last time you saw it. Nothing new that away. I did come home with something interesting. Let me tell you about that. Not that the train guys care, but got another model kit from my childhood, the a la carte. Some of you may remember it if you were into that sort of thing. Anyway, what I brought home from Albuquerque, and I don't have it here to show you, but as you guys know, I put these tiles or trivets in some places along the fascia of the layout. And while up at my mother-in-law's, waiting for her time to pass with hospice, all the time we had been up there, the 4 years we'd been up there, she had a trivet on her stove that's kind of an abstract bunch of flowers and stuff, and I'll show it to you in the next video, I hope. But I thought it would be a great memento for me to have to put on the front of the layout for me to remember my mother-in-law by. My mother-in-law and father-in-law for that matter, and I always liked the colors in it, and I can't explain it to you. You'll just have to see it when I get that far, but I'm going to mount it here on the fascia somewhere, or maybe out in here, probably out in here. There's no color right here. Try and mount it, but anyway, every time I look at it, it'll remind me of my in-laws and take me back. You can also see that I really haven't even had much time. I've got just for those of you who will watch this video, this is, let's see, is that this month? No, that was last month's. I don't know, I'm so many cars behind in our weathered cars and stuff that I've got weathered cars down here and one up here that I don't even have in my inventory yet. Here's some roadway materials for that bridge down the way there that I was talking about. I do have plenty of ballast here to begin ballasting again. I mean, I have all kinds of things in here that I need. I feel like the whole layout is just crusty because I haven't run it for so long. I have run those GP30s, and I did run the cleaning car around the other day, and everything seems to work. Oh, I do have one more problem. Let me show you. Okay, I guess most of you, or if not all of you, know that I soldered all this track up here so I wouldn't have to mess with it down the road. And with the Unitrack, I didn't think I'd have any problem. However, my Unitrack ties to this micro-engineering bridge track that goes across this bridge. Well, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it, I think. I've had a little bit of expansion and contraction problems, and you can see that I have a wide rail gap right here, and that my rail, well, the rail there is pretty solid, but right here I have a wave in the rail, and you can see that that rail is completely loose. And I have cars falling into that. The locomotives make it through. So anyway, to get to the point of it is, I'm going to have to go back in there and straighten that up with a track gauge and really super glue the back side of that down to keep it from breaking loose from the bridge and the gap from getting too wide. I may also have to cut somewhere in between feeders here. I may just take the Dremel with a small cutoff wheel and cut some gaps in it so that I have a little bit of expansion and contraction room. But I did happen to run into that when I came back and tried to run trains, as I had a couple of cars with thin profile wheels that fell into that hole. So I've got to fix that. But aside from that, that's it, gang, and I hope you enjoyed this very short update, and I sure do appreciate you guys hanging with Robin and I, and all the words and condolences about our situation. And we appreciate all you guys and gals, and thanks for being here. That's it for today. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed update 35, and I'm finally back at it again. And as usual, thanks for watching.